What is up, everyone? We are coming back with a match to show you. The beautiful inventor of these great animations, the one Giovanni Costa, Believey, caught in a trap, handsome man. Coming to you here on the stream versus Alicia, who we just saw on stream. We're actually going to be showing you both top 4 games today. So since we just saw Alicia's team on stream, let's focus on Gio's a little more. Gio, with his hit YouTube series, is running Kangaskhan, Gengar, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Heatran, and Whimsicott. And again, we have Alicia's team of Azumarill, Tyranitar, Salamence, Excadrill, Amoonguss, and Aegislash. Ooh, Gio locking in immediately!
Yeah, so Gio, obviously known for his Gengar, Whimsicott stuff, but that's going to be a hard thing to bring here, considering that Alicia has the Sand mode with the Tyranitar and Excadrill, meaning that Excadrill can just outrun the Gengar anyways, and that's a big headache. Plus, Alicia also has the Aegislash, which can just switch out of the Gengar, which reduces its effectiveness by a lot. So I think that we're going to see Gio go with a different mode here, and looking at his team, that probably implies that he's going to go with the Kangaskhan mode.
It's going to be a little intricate, I think, from Gio. I think Tapu Fini is pretty important in this matchup, just because the Sand mode, in conjunction with Salamence especially, is pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, the one thing that Gio has going for him is that Alicia, because her team is straight from a time machine from 2015, has no terrain control. And Gio, with his double terrain, can just pick and choose which terrain is most useful for the given situation.
And as we know from the hit YouTube series Caught in the Trap, TM, Whimsicott is Z Nature Power, so that terrain control is going to be super good when you can just blast right away with a priority Z move.
Yeah, that Z Nature Power with Misty Terrain is probably going to be massive for him just to be able to deal with the Salamence, which otherwise gives him a big headache.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you can't discount the power of Bloom Doom in terrain, just like smacking Excadrills and Tyranitars.
That is true, but we can't discount that power versus the Salamence, which is...
Yes.
It's not
we do see Gengar Wind come out, not afraid of the Sand mode, which means we're about to see the Sand mode. Salamence Aegislash, that's not Sand mode, but it's still pretty annoying. Aegislash is one of the few Pokemon that can easily escape the Gengar Shadow Tag. We do have a Salamence that can hit Whimsicott just immediately to prevent Tailwind potential.
Right, and
it does,
the big thing that Gio has going for him right now is we're pretty confident that his Whimsicott has fake tears. We saw it in the last game he was on stream, so he can go for the fake tears and Shadow Ball into whichever target he wants, and it's just going to be able to guarantee to knock it out.
We do see Salamence switch out, going for the Amoonguss, something that actually has the potential to take the fake tears combo up, but we do see Aegislash leave as well for the Tyranitar. That's all 4 Pokemon already.
Yeah, but the thing that it does so well for Alicia is it really sets her up in a position where she can just go for the Rage Powder and attack with the Tyranitar without having to deal with any Encore Disable stuff, because Gio, I mean, theoretically would have to blow it turn 1.
We do see
the fake tears.
Important to note, Tyranitar is a Dark type, cannot be hit by those Prankster moves, so even the Z Nature Power, which Amoonguss can't redirect, cannot hit Tyranitar.
Special defense is a little bit annoying, but I'm sure that Alicia doesn't mind getting in her Tyranitar safely and breaking the focus sash of that Whimsicott. Now, we did see that Alicia does have Sludge Bomb. Yes, that's the right Amoonguss.
Yes, correction from earlier. We are sorry.
Yeah, so Alicia will be able to knock out both of Gio's Pokemon here, so Gio has to do something here, and it's really just a matter of how much Alicia can abuse that.
Tyranitar, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go with the Kangaskhan mode personally, just because Tyranitar's Prankster immunity and the Sand offense is really troubling for this Gengar mode.
Yeah, okay, so Heatran is neutral to the Rock Slide, but it's not great.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot better things you can have there.
Oh, Assurance comes out. Assurance is a really cool move that became popular on the 2015 Sand team just because... Sorry for that interruption. That Spore could have been huge if it was on the Heatran slot. That would have been money.
Yeah.
But Assurance is really cool because if you hit something first, you get a huge boost in power, and with Scarf Tyranitar being so fast, it's pretty easy to create a double tap KO situation.
Right, because you can do that with your Excadrill and your Tyranitar, or with your Salamence and your Tyranitar. But as is, Gengar is going to be able to switch out freely, not being afraid of the Tyranitar. Now that it's locked into the Assurance, Bulu can come in super easily.
Pretty safe.
And now it's a matter of just Gio playing around the Heatran.
Gio's position looking a lot better than just a second earlier. The Insurance comes out pretty small damage. The Flamethrower coming out should be able to take in. The Spore is devastating here potentially. Oh, but that's KO win!
That's nuts. I mean, that either says something about Alicia's Amoonguss or Geo's Heatran.
I would lean on Geo's Heatran just because we saw Amoonguss take the Poison Z in the previous set.
That's fair, yeah. And at this point, Tyranitar really isn't doing very much at all. So Alicia wants to be able to switch it out, but she doesn't want her Aegislash to take massive damage from the Heatran. Because right now, Geo's in a position where he can just flamethrower the Tyranitar and not care, because either the Tyranitar is staying in, going for the Assurance and doing negligible damage, or the Aegislash is basically going to get knocked down into the low red by the Heatran.
One annoying situation that is possible is because of the new speed mechanics, even though Tyranitar is switching out, she could have Mega'd immediately, Hyper Voice, and then Assurance the Heatran.
Right, she could have done that, but that's not going to be able to pick up a KO.
Oh,
that's
probably
potentially
not.
Risking a lot there. So we do see the Mega Evolution from Alicia. Let's see if Geo decides to go for the attack with Bulu or just protect it. Oh!
It was just going for the Tailwind. Like, it's good to be faster than Mega Gengar in every situation, especially if something like Aegislash. Flamethrower is coming out. Hits that Aegislash spot. That seems so risky.
What?
Oh, man! Why did that do so much?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that that's
it's
about
the
how the
Heatran.
Either a Choice Specs or Charcoal or
Oh,
an
Life
Expert
Orb
Belt.
Bulu is neat.
Yeah, and now it's a matter of how can Alicia effectively deal with the Heatran. She does have the low kick on Tyranitar, but if she goes for the low kick, then the Tyranitar isn't going to be able to touch the Whimsicott or the Gengar because of its Choice Scarf. Now, the Salamence, however, can do a lot of work with Tailwind up.
Yeah.
It can knock out the Bulu, it can knock out the Whimsicott, and it can knock out the Gengar even depending on how it's trained. So it's going to be a matter of seeing what Alicia decides to lock herself into, because whatever move she decides to go for here, she has to stick with for basically the entire game.
Yeah, it's good, especially with Gengar coming out. I would love to see the Assurance. It feels just pretty safe considering you can Hyper Voice for free. We do see the Protect come out. Not too big an issue. Bulu is not threatening at this point in the game.
Just stalling out turns of Tailwind, really.
Show me Assurance, please. Hyper Voice coming out, doing a solid amount to Mega Gengar. That KO probably any... Ooh, low kick.
Yeah, so the Assurance would have knocked out the Gengar there, but what is important to note, though, is that the Hyper Voice is going to be threatening the KO onto the top of Bulu, and if Alicia just low kicks that slot, then what's going to happen is that if the Heatran comes in, it's going to faint. If the Whimsicott comes in, it's going to faint. And Alicia can pretty much guarantee a KO here. The issue is, though, is she's running out of Tailwind turns. And once Tailwind strikes midnight and Salamence is slower than the Whimsicott and the Gengar, it's probably going to be just be game.
Yeah, Tyranitar, or I guess Salamence, goes from like that beautiful steed into the donkey.
Yeah.
Because the time ran out. Like, it's only really a short-term annoyance, kind of, that low kick was immune, just because it threatens the Heatran, which is what you need to threaten to win this game. Whimsicott is annoying, but it's not going to be enough to take out Salamence or Tyranitar in this situation.
Right, the only thing it can really do is fire off a fake.
Yes, it has to be Bulu. So locking yourself into low kick, even though short-term annoying, was pretty good.
Okay, so let's see how much Salamence is able to do to the top of Bulu, though. We do see the Hyper Voice, not the Double Edge. It's going to be really dependent on how much this does.
And you have to figure the low kick's coming into the slot, just in case.
Yeah, oh, that's easily enough, yeah.
No problemo there. Singing the song, removing that Bulu, creating... Geo is still up in terms of, like,
Mons, but, I mean, Alicia only has one turn of Tailwind left.
Yeah.
She should be able to get a knockout here, though, by just... If you think about it, if she Hyper Voices and low kicks into the Gengar here, it should be able to do that. And I think what's really interesting here is that Geo decided to go into the Whimsicott as opposed to the Heatran. If he went into the Heatran instead, then he could have sacked the Whimsicott. And instead, it seems like now he's in a position where he has to sack his Gengar or his Heatran if Alicia calls the switch correctly.
He does go leave the Gengar. I'm pretty curious to see. It just felt like an odd chain of events to me. We do see the counter Tailwind, which is nice.
It is nice, but I mean, if Alicia calls the low kick correctly, this could be massive, especially if the Hyper Voice is able to knock out the Whimsicott. Let's see if it does enough. It is.
Yeah, I mean, Whim's a piece of paper, like, blowing in the winds.
And now low kick can only go into one slot. So this entire game, meaty.
Okay, so the play here is to hope that your Sludge Bomb can crit KO that Salamence, because Tyranitar can do nothing.
Yeah, no. Tyranitar is doing negative damage. Not quite negative.
No, it's more like an absolute zero situation.
Absolute zero, yeah. So it comes down to if Gengar can take down the Salamence. I'm not entirely sure if the low kick mattered because Heatran is a very big boy, but it could have, and that definitely could have swung the game into Gio's favor.
Well, it's interesting to consider what third move he has on Whimsicott, because if it is Fake Tears, he could have... Oh! Ooh! I would have liked to see Double Edge there a lot.
Well, we don't even know if Alicia has the double edge. It could be an all-special
I swear she showed it last game.
She might have, and I'm just forgetting.
Okay,
but
well, let's say she doesn't. That would be awesome.
That disable looked cool, though.
Yes, that did. But it's interesting. I think Tailwind makes sense, but the Fake Tears would have created a situation which is way easier to KO that Salamence.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that the Tailwind was a misplay, because if Gio went for the Fake Tears, he's already going to be faster than the Salamence and would have been able to knock it out with the Sludge Bomb, and then Gengar beats the Tyranitar eventually.
Just one-on-one.
Yeah, so Alicia is ultimately able to win, coming back from a 2 versus 4 deficit.
Yeah.
Like, that is very impressive, but I can't help but feel that Gio let that one slip away from him. I feel like if he just played more around stalling out the Tailwind, making sure that Gengar was in a position to knock out the Salamence once Tailwind ended, he could have easily won that. But instead, he kind of just let too many things go away and didn't prioritize dealing with the Salamence.
I agree. And if we had some kind of replay viewer here, like, we'd definitely draw that big NFL circle around the Whimsicott. That was a little odd to me.
And then when he uses Tailwind, just draw a whole bunch of questions.
Yes. Confusion everywhere. Back in team preview, once again, the one Geo, man himself, Kang, Gengar, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Heatran, and Whimsicott versus Alicia's Azumarill, Tyranitar, Salamence, Excadrill, Amoonguss, and Aegislash.
Yeah, I think one thing that's going to be interesting to see from Gio's side here is if he does decide to switch modes, because we know that he is able to, and I mean, Gio got off to such a strong start.
Yeah, it looked really good early on.
You can't ask for a better opening there, but you still lost the 2v4, even with everything else happening. And that shouldn't be a thing that happens, and you have to think that that's some kind of team preview mistake.
You also have to consider that when you start with a lead like that and still end up losing, it can kind of hurt your morale a little bit. It makes it harder to think in the next game because you're so focused on, like, I just messed up, like, that was my situation. And, like, but you know, Gio has historically been quite a tenacious player.
That is true.
So I'm hoping that doesn't affect him too much. I really liked the idea of going for Bulu against a Sand mode team despite Salamence existing. I think going to Kang mode is definitely potentially interesting. But Gengar did provide interesting positioning there.
And I mean, we could see Alicia also change it up. Well,
yeah,
because her lead didn't work out for her. She got into a 2 versus 4 deficit that she should have lost by all rights. But I don't know. She still won. So at that point, it's hard to tell sometimes if you really made a mistake when you ended up winning.
Ooh, just going for Sand mode right from the get-go. I like that a lot, and that makes the Kang a little scarier here. But we do see Gangwing come out once again.
Yeah, that's kind of the perfect lead.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Because now you're threatening the KO on Gengar with the Excadrill, which is obviously amazing. But what you're also doing is you're making it so that Whimsicott is losing its Focus Sash too. The Tyranitar isn't going to be taking much damage from anything, so you can just dish out damage. An Iron Head on Whimsicott and an Insurance or Crunch onto the Gengar could just wipe Gio.
I agree. One situation, or one interaction I would really like to see, but we're so close, I don't want to say it out loud. There's a very interesting play Gio could make right here that could work out very, very well, but I really don't want to say it out loud. Just touch my word for it, people. Tyranitar's leaving, bringing the Aegislash. You know, another Pokemon that, like, creates a lot of positioning opportunities when you have Gengar. Gengar's leaving. Bulu, Z-move, dude. That's exactly what I was talking about. Please show me the Z-move. Show me it. Okay, the grass is coming out. But the Earthquakes also do less damage, which is really cool and helpful against it. Yes, dude!
You're so happy that didn't work.
No, it totally worked.
Oh, you're talking about from the Whimsicott?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, like, switch it. Now he's Bloom Doom with priority. You smack Excadrill.
Oh.
Please, and it has to be Excadrill because Tyranitar would have not been hit.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Okay, tasty. We're seeing the plants come out. Everything's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it's like when you get the garden whacker to, like, take out the moles from your garden. That's just what just happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about Gio's team, too. The Gengar Whimsicott lead just has so many tools, because he can go for the Encore Disable, he can go for the Fake Tier Sludge Bomb, he can just switch and go for the Z Nature Power right onto you. and you have to cover all of those options
Yeah,
at the
no,
same
it's
time.
very scary, especially when you have Shadow Tag, which just removes your options for basically free.
I do question switching out the Tyranitar, though, because
Yeah.
all those options, Tyranitar doesn't care. You try to Fake Tears it, it's immune. Nature Power it, it's immune. I mean, Encore Disable, okay.
Yeah, you
but
got me.
It has to burn a turn, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's definitely a questionable decision. Now, we do have the Salamence out on the field for Alicia, and it is against 2 grass types, but Whimsicott also has that fairy move, which could be a really big hassle.
It depends on what Geo has in the back. I imagine that he has Heatran over Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini,
Right.
very possible, just because the water, fairy typing, is really annoying for this sand kind of offense that Alicia has going.
But you would also
Yeah.
think that the Heatran would be there just because if Alicia did bring the Amoonguss,
Yeah.
Geo kind of needs the Heatran to hit it because the double grass Mons, Gengar, and Fini, not so great versus Amoonguss.
We do see Salamence go right into the Mega. That's only important because it signifies that Geo did not switch out with his dual grass types. We see that he didn't even protect. He doesn't care about this dragon, dude. Like, just tailwinding right there in his face. Hyper Voice coming out. That should be an easy pickup on the whim. Maybe the Bulu as well. Oh, Bulu just
barely.
hangs on. But, like, any move from Aegislash is going to pick that up. Bulu needs to make this count.
Percent.
Rock Slide. Oh, that's just Aegislash. It doesn't matter.
I mean, this
like,
is a -1 Rock Slide too, and that's going to be doing okay damage, but is it worth Bulu's
I don't know.
life?
That was incredibly risky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that Geo was setting up some kind of play there, but I don't know if the 2v3 is the best option here.
Ooh, man.
Geo needs to be extremely confident in his backs here, and he does have the Mega Gengar here, but
And
that
probably the Heatran, I would think.
that means that he needs to rely on the Heatran to take out the Tyranitar, which can be so tough.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, the Disable creates the possibility where you can do that, but it's just, she has so many resources that it becomes a pretty pressing matter, especially with the essential time limit in Geo's Tailwind turns.
The Disable does shut down the Scarf Tyranitar pretty much completely, and that's pretty massive here. But we don't even know if Gengar is going to be able to knock out the Salamence here, and we saw Heatran have Flamethrower, so it's not like he can even go for a safe double target here.
No, like, you kind of have to commit to attacking Salamence, but then you open up the possibility for Aegislash to come and pick you up for free. Gengar going into the Mega, again, only important because it shows that Alicia did not make a switch that turn. So those, at least as far as Salamence goes, that's stuck here. Probably for the rest of the game. Just going for the King Shield, that is the perfect time to double tap a Salamence.
Yeah, but the issue with going for the King Shield here is that we already saw that Flamethrower from Heatran was able to one-shot the Aegislash. Yeah. And now the Sludge Bomb is going to come out onto the Salamence. Is it going to be enough to knock it out? It is!
He didn't even need to double tap. I mean, he might have, but it didn't really matter. That was pretty good. Like, now he can double protect pretty easily, disable that Tyranitar. I imagine that he has a Moongus, and that could be pretty good because you can try to Rage Powder and then attack the Gengar, but we just see the Tyranitar.
It's the Tyranitar, like we already saw.
Oh, you're right. Excadrill was just removed so quickly that I forgot it ever existed.
That's totally fair. The one option that Alicia does have here is she has that Never-Ending Nightmare. Giovanni is forced to double protect here. Well, we don't know if she has it, but it's extremely common on Aegislash to use the Never-Ending Nightmare. And we could see that to potentially crit through Protect. Going for the King Shield instead.
And he doesn't protect either. I mean, that's fair because you remove Aegislash. You have a large chance of removing it.
If Tyranitar goes for the crunch here, that could be game.
Yeah, it could. It's scary, but we do see Aegislash go away. And it's just one giant lizard against the world. Rock Slide.
Oh, that's not going to be enough.
Both. Not sure if worth. No, I mean, you needed to remove Gengar because now the Disable is just a free win.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I really do. I'm so curious why both players decided to do that, because you can tell from Alicia's perspective that she expected the double into the Aegislash there and was playing accordingly. It's just that I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, I don't understand why the other thing happened because we saw Flamethrower pick that up earlier. So unless he thinks that's a roll, which is possible.
It could be.
So that's game 2 for Gio, and I love that. Like, excellent opening turn, showing that tenacity once again. Just delicious play.
Oh yeah, when Alicia and Team Premium built her team so hard around the Excadrill, just being able to remove it immediately just makes it so easy to win the rest of the game.
Oh, and the sand going away, just like, you know, making this game go a little faster. That Gio Costa play was like Michelin rated. It was delicious. 3 stars.
Wait, is it F3?
Yeah. Michelin? 100%, dude. No, 5 is like movies.
I thought it was out of 4.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, wait. What about what happened in Ratatouille, where like the movie, like the restaurant kept losing stars one after one? Was it only starting off at 3?
No, I think that just wasn't like Michelin ratings.
Oh, okay. It's just like.
I think it's out of 3.
Stars. Okay, gotcha. You could be more wrong than I was about the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What Among Us issue? I don't remember that at all.
None whatsoever. I don't know what I'm talking about either. Moving on.
Yeah,
into game
adjustments.
3. Yeah, adjustments. So I think that the Tyranitar from Alicia, if she's using the Tyranitar, I think she has to be playing it more aggressively here.
Yeah.
It's not so great in the late game because of the disable option. So what Alicia needs is, if she's bringing the Tyranitar, she needs to be playing it aggressively, especially against that Whimsicott. Now, I think she realizes now that the Excadrill isn't super safe to lead.
Yeah.
That could be something that we see in back instead. Now, what I think an adjustment that could be potentially very cool here is, we've seen Gio being very reluctant to bring the Tapu Fini here. Now could be the perfect time to bust out that Amoonguss.
Oh, yeah, totally. But again, the Heatran's pretty scary. I would like to see the Azumarill.
Ooh,
but then, like, the real issue is the Whimsicott has been, like, Whimsicott just has, like, a plethora of options early on, and it's, like, incredibly scary, especially when you can't switch anymore. And we saw that with the Tailwind. We've seen it in the previous games with the fake tears into the double tap with Gengar, the Z move straight out the gate. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring Azumarill, it has to be late game, because early game, it's just dealing with the Gengar, Whimsicott, and the Bulu is so tough. But you're right. I mean, Alicia's opportunities to take out the Heat stem from her Tyranitar, which hasn't been super effective, and the Excadrill, which was a non-factor in that last game because it got deleted from the planet Earth.
Okay, the lead I would really like to... Like, leading for Alicia, I think, is a little hard. I would like to see Salamence Tyranitar, because Gio's led the same thing both games. Tyranitar threatens Gengar. He hasn't brought Fini, so you can, like, risk... it's dangerous, but risk the Twinkle Tackle and just try to create that offense early. You need to pressure Gio from the get-go, I think.
Right, because in order for Gio to be able to take out the Salamence, he would have to go for the fake tears and Sludge Bomb onto it, which lets Tyranitar pick out the knockout onto the Gengar, which creates kind of a trade situation.
Close to those leads, we see Salamence Aegislash, but just still a fine lead. Don't get me wrong. Gengar Whim coming out, same old thing, same old song and dance. But the options are never quite the same. It's a very scary situation.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to wonder what Gio's way is around just... If Alicia just double targets the Gengar, then that's almost taking on no risk.
I agree.
Yeah, because at the very least, you're going to be KOing it and you're going to be trading it. And if you're Alicia here, you will absolutely take the trade with anything with the Gengar. Because if you get rid of the Gengar, the rest of Gio's team just kind of looks like garbage. You have
agree.
A Whimsicott and a Bulu, and it's like, oh, that's not that great, especially if you have the back setup, which, I mean, you should. Ooh,
We're seeing Salamence get out of there. Amoonguss coming in. This feels like it happened already. I'm getting some deja vu here. We're getting Gengar going Mega.
Yeah.
If a fake tear... Oh, well, she could King Shield. I guess that'd be pretty
No,
safe.
because then the Encore would... Screwed up the next
have we
turn.
seen Encore?
I don't think
Fake
we have.
tears!
Fake
Oh,
tears.
no.
Oh, my God. Did she call it?
Oh, no.
He called it. Oh, my God.
What a lord! Oh, man. Gio Costa, like, this is the kind of stuff I expect from this man. That was an excellent turn one again.
Yeah,
That was a free KO.
I mean, Alicia, the entire tournament, has been riding on getting these early reads right, and rolling momentum from there. But Gio is just not having it, and he is willing to risk it. I mean, let's be honest here. If Alicia went for the King Shield and just went for the double edge onto the Gengar, that's pretty much game over. Gio walks home as fourth, but he's willing to make those aggressive type of plays.
And I think, like, a competitive player has to be willing to make those plays. You have to create a situation to put some fear into your opponent's heart.
But one thing that Alicia does have going for her is that Gengar can't disable the Tyranitar anymore. So,
And Whim can't really hit the Tyranitar anyway.
Yeah, so you could just, if you're Alicia, go for the Dark Move into the Gengar, and even just Spore or Sludge Bomb the Whimsicott.
Yeah.
You have to punish the switch somehow, and it's just a matter of calling what exactly it's going to be.
Exactly. This is a turn where Gio has to reposition himself, and this is like you need to capitalize on that. It's vital.
Yeah, this is the turn that Alicia can get back into the game, and if she doesn't here, then I have a really hard time seeing how she wins this.
I agree. Yeah, like you just need to make Tyranitar really count.
Okay.
Bulu is coming out. If the Sludge Bomb went into either slot, that's pretty great.
Yeah, but what Gio did there is Whimsicott is so much less important than the Tapu Bulu here, so I think that's a great prioritization. Because if you expect a Sludge Bomb to come in, oh wow! So
he
Gio,
done did it.
He did bring the Tapu Fini, but what that does mean is that Amogus is going to be a hero here.
Yeah. Oh man, that's man, I'm having flashbacks. Okay, so a Sludge Bomb hitting that Fini is pretty nice. That's like the slot that I think is annoying you much more than Bulu. Bulu doesn't really... I mean, you have Salamence and Amogus. You're cool with that. So the Sludge Bomb hit the right slot. Respect. Rock Slide missing is pretty unfortunate, but it creates a nice situation where you might not proc that Fini Berry and are able to just go for the Sludge Bomb again. So not the worst miss ever.
Yeah, especially if you're able to get a flinch and have Tyranitar just live another turn. That'd be massive. So we do see the Rock Slide come out. Let's see if it activates that berry.
It will if it has it.
It doesn't soak.
Oh no!
If that Bulu doesn't flinch, this could just be game right here.
Oh
One hammer
my!
coming up onto the Amogus.
Dude!
Went from 4 times resist to super effective, easily knocking it out.
0 to hero just like that.
But this still
that is
over.
A ton of recoil too.
Because Alicia still has the Salamence in back.
And you have Tyranitar, which outspeeds both of these and picks up the KO, assuming the hit.
Yeah.
And like Salamence can just come in and Tailwind, and you don't even have to worry about Gengar's speed.
Yeah.
For at least that one turn.
And if the Whimsicott doesn't have Encore, getting that Tailwind up could just be all you need to just win the game.
Yeah. It's not totally over, but I do have the feeling that Alicia's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, that answered our question about that.
It is Specs Soak Fini, and Choice Specs only allows the use of Soak.
So as long as Rock Slide does not miss Bulu in particular, Tailwind is looking very, very nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
And just Hyper Voice. Okay, I mean, that's fair. You don't want to... We don't know if Whim has Encore or not.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily want to risk that.
I don't know. I feel like that's something that... I mean, it might have Encore. That is true.
Yeah.
And if Alicia knows that, then that's absolutely fair to not go for. But... I mean, all we know is that it has Nature Power, Fake Tears, and Tailwind right now.
We haven't seen a fourth move.
Yeah, but right now, you kind of have to wonder, okay, what's Alicia doing to get around the Fake Tears Sludge Bomb onto the Salamence? Because...
Oh, dude. Oh, my. It's over, dude. Like,
I think Gio wins, right?
Yeah, he has to. Because you could just... Now you can Z-move Salamence for free, and you just disable Tyranitar. Like, there's no counterplay.
Yeah, no, there isn't. Gio just wins this. And I mean...
I think you had to go for the Tailwind.
Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said if you know that it has Encore,
yeah.
But even then, if it does go for the Encore, you can get a Rock Slide flinch onto the Gengar and at least get something with that. Doing this just kind of gives Gio the game. And I mean, props to Gio for Bloom doing the Amogus there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, he's not... That in-game outfit is real life. He's a warrior.
Yeah, we do see the Z Nature Power coming in, gonna transform into the Twinkle Tackle, and will easily knock out the Salamence.
That was quite a good top 4 game.
Yeah.
But dude, look at Whimsicott's little, like, Sido angry face. It's so funny.
Did you just say Sido?
Isn't it? How do you say it?
Pseudo.
Pseudo? Like pseudo-wudo? Nah.
Yeah. Wait, do you think it's a Sido legend? Do you think that Tyranitar is a Sido legend?
I don't know. I just call it Tyranitar. People have names for a reason.
Okay. All right, Guitar, getting disabled.
Okay, wow, very good. I really appreciate the adjustment from both players in the third game. Seeing the Amogus come out and the Tapu Fini was like very exciting. These are the kinds of games Pokemon should be.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if you think about it too, Alicia was one Rock Slide flinch away from cleanly winning that. If the Tapu Bulu got flinched, then there's no Woodhammer going on to the Amogus. Or if the Tapu Fini got flinched, then Gio is Woodhammering the Amogus and looks stupid.
Yes.
So this was very close, but Gio was just able to inch it out. And I mean, that turn 1 play he had was phenomenal.
Struggle can't No, okay, no way, no. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Sangon
Wait,
and
can
like.
Alicia
Energy.
struggle herself to not take recoil?
No. Well, if you did that, how would you win?
Okay, because you can burn out struggle turns until you're not disabled anymore, and then just get a rock slide in.
But they just. Oh, okay. Does that work that way?
I mean,
I thought
doesn't-
disable like would still work if they stopped struggling.
No, because like you can't encore struggling targets. I don't think you can disable it.
Oh, that makes. Oh, but then you would just protect disable.
I mean, whatever. That's not how struggle works. So Gio just wins really hard,
Yeah.
but still. All right, congratulations.
That was excellent. Congratulations to Gio and congratulations to Alicia. You know, top
Yeah.
4. She played great all day.
Phenomenal tournament, but Gio is ultimately going to be our first finalist.
Loving it.
Gio, I like
Oof. All right, so moving on, we should have the next top 4 game pretty much immediately, I think.
Yeah.
Patrick, where are you, bud?
It's going to be Patrick Smith versus Anthony Jimenez. So stay right with us, folks. We'll be back in a sec.
Very soon.